I was doing a movie one time with Jason London and Wayne Knight and Scott Michael Campbell and Scott Grimes. I can't believe I remembered all their names. And I called my dad and I was like, Dad, and we were all on speakerphone. I said, Dad, do you have any advice for acting? You know, and he said, lick your lips before the close-up and make sure you don't have any snot in your nose.
Yeah.
And if you need to cry, pluck a nose hair. So to everyone, if you can't cry on cue, then pluck a nose hair. Yeah, it works. It really does. Professional acting advice.
Mug, by the way, you've said this a few times, and it's great advice. I love it.
Well, I'm going into the crystal ball.
Oh,
too.
he's going in. He's sticking his big old fingers into the crystal ball.
You find a question. I have to read this. Okay, here we go.
Yes.
This is a fan, but I don't know who. Who broke character the most? Not Maria. She never broke.
No, she was. No, she was very focused, very on it. Probably Jake. Jake broke a lot. But Jake also just enjoyed the comedy of it.
Yeah.
Like he loved having a good
12
laugh.
when we started.
Yeah, he was 12. So yeah, he broke a good amount. There were times where I'm like, Jake, keep it together. But he's like, you're so funny. I'm like, that's my job.
Okay, here's number 2.
Yes.
What was a day on set that seemed like absolute disaster, but ended up working out?
Oh. That's an excellent.
You think about that.
Yes.
We had, and I've told this story, we had a big thing where I had to take a bun, like a bread, and throw it through the kitchen.
Oh, that's right.
But I think Jill, whatever, it's not her fault, but there was a big bag of bread that they kept, the props would go. But the bread, we were rolling, and the whole bag of bread was there. So it didn't make it into the show, but I didn't break. And I just took the whole bag of bread and threw it at David,
Yeah, which was really funny. Yeah. I remember that.
Is there anything that went wrong you falling in the seat? That was a mistake.
That was a mistake, but I loved mistakes like that. That to me was, I loved it because those are mistakes that to me woke the scene up and made it so much more real and so much more honest. And I loved mistakes.
Right.
Like that.
And I wasn't saying it was a mistake and bad. I was saying a mistake that ended up working out.
No, the one that I'm thinking of is in the Gert Barn.
Oh, where had to try to.
So yeah, because
that was mashed potatoes, right? That were coming out.
It was dyed mashed potatoes, and the reason I say that is because it was supposed to be one of those classic Disney Channel
oh my God,
yogurts everywhere, like all that kind of stuff, and you're slipping and sliding in it. But the way that it was set up, and I'm not sure what happened and how that we really had Selena and I had to work really hard to make just a little pile of yogurt that messy.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't really that messy. It came from one source in front of us and it was just a small pile. So she and I had to really kind of make
something out of nothing. Yeah.
Make something out of nothing. And so it was challenging. So we really had to get underneath it and really had to kind of force it a little.
And then you went and got the cone.
The cone in my shoe and all these kind of things.
And then you slip, right?
And then I slip. And the slip was genuine. And then that was when I was like, okay, we're going to make this work. This is going to work. But at first I was like, I don't know if this is going to work because it's such a small amount.
Did you get hurt? Did they stop shooting? Did they come in? What happened?
No,
I wasn't there.
No, I kept going because that's what you do. You keep going.
Just got right back up.
Yeah, I got right back up. I think maybe I had a bruise on my butt, but I've had lots of bruises on my butt. I'm good. You know what I mean? I was always the actor that I'm like, if it hurts, it's working,
Yeah.
Which I've learned with age is not smart. Wear the knee pads.
Wear the knee pads.
Nobody's giving you any awards for being a martyr.
Yeah, I think there was one time where there was a teeter-totter on the New York street set, and I was supposed to someone jumped on it and I was supposed to go straight up into the ceiling or something. I was like, I can do this. But they had a stunt guy.
Smart.
But then I was supposed to get thrown into a garbage pail. And I was like, I can do this. I can do physical comedy. So
let me do my comedy.
I thought the garbage pail was one of those big garbage pails that was
it one of the
aluminum kind of garbage pails,
okay.
right? It's a big one. And I was like, I'm going to throw myself into it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got this. I didn't realize it was hard.
Yeah,
it was a heavy thing. So I launched myself into it and it hurt so bad. again with my shoulder. I broke my shoulder one time at the Emmys, but I hurt my shoulder.
Yeah.
I didn't tell nobody.
Was it the same shoulder?
No. I mean, this was before.
Okay.
I probably led with the right shoulder. I don't know. The right shoulder is the one that I hurt the collarbone.
It's your comedy shoulder.
But my comedy shoulder. But I never told anybody that I was injured. But there is an episode where I launched myself into a trash can.
I'm so excited to get to that episode.
Yeah, we'll see it because we're doing a rewatch podcast.
Are we?
Oh my God, who has more fun than us, Jen Stone?
We have a lot of fun. Do you want to ask one? Or you want me to?
I'm
ask
going to
one?
do another
All right,
question.
you
Hold
do
on.
it.
What would you have told yourself when you were on Wizards? Like now, this 30-year-old Jen Stone telling the 14-year-old.
I would tell myself a lot of things looking back. But I would tell myself to be in the moment and to really savor it.
Wow, to enjoy the time more. Is that what you're saying?
One of the things I regret about the show is, and also too, like I try not to judge myself too much about it, even though like I hate that this is kind of where I went with it. But like, it's unnatural for a teenager to have that kind of attention on them and to have that kind of
scrutiny, being judged.
Not necessarily that, but like to have that kind of, for lack of a better word, power, of attention and resources and a lot of different things. And so I kind of got a big head where I was like, I'm so done with this show. By the last season, I was like, I'm so done with this show. I'm so ready to move on and have my ABC Family show and my ABC show. And then I'm going to do movies and I'm going to be a big star and like all this bullshit, right? Like just like I don't know.
Which could have happened in a second. And I love that you went into 40s star.
I'm going to be a star, kid. But the thing is like I'm so thankful that, granted, it's been very hard, but I'm so thankful that my life went a completely opposite direction because I needed to be humbled. I needed perspective. I needed to be, for lack of a better term, being taken down a few pegs to kind of be woken up to the fact of like, look, you're really lucky. And any chance that you get to do what you love is a blessing.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing that if I could go back, I regret that I ever took any part of that for granted. And so I would tell myself to stay in the moment and to savor every single second, even if I was 17, 18, whatever, and like, I'm ready to move on to more adult things, like get over yourself.
And that's
like,
good
enjoy
advice for anybody, whether you're on a television show or you're just living your life. I mean, I think that's great advice.
Thank you.
And
what would you say?
I agree with you. I second that. But I'll tell you this. I saw you savoring it. I saw you enjoying yourself.
I did.
I saw that. I mean, I understand that everybody,
Yeah.
I mean, not everybody, but most people at the end of a show, because we knew it wasn't going to last anymore.
Yeah.
Television shows can go 10, years, but on Disney, all the kids age out, basically.
Yeah.
So they have to go away. But what would I tell myself? Just all the bad stuff. Don't let the producer bring in the guy who served you papers to get sued. Don't let that happen.
Oh no, that was such a bad day. I just remember hearing you scream from the other side.
I was so
the
unhappy. My
soundstage.
ex-wife somehow got the process server.
We got to wrap up the episode.
in.
You can't end the episode with the ex-wife served me paper story.
Okay, well that happened, but the ultimate. And I believe that good turns into bad and bad
It's
turns
true.
into good.
I
all that.
agree with you.
And ultimately, it was fine because
Yeah.
I ended up
But it was a
spending
bad
a lot of
day.
money on attorneys, but I got out of that situation and proved myself. But what would I tell myself? I'm going to go with the same answer as you and enjoy it more, like savor it more. I do wish that I could have been a little more in the moment of what was happening. And I did have fun though.
No, we all had fun.
And we had free Diet Cokes. It was the best.
We had fun and free Diet Cokes.
Yeah.
No, we all had fun. I think it's really hard in general to stay in the moment. And so on that note, guys,
Wait,
yeah,
can I say one more thing?
please.
When we shot the show, the audience would always come down.
Yeah.
Down to the
Yeah.
to the floor, to the set.
Yeah.
We would take pictures with everybody, and I love that. I love that we got to see and be with the fans.
I do
and
too.
I love taking pictures with people. I was out recently at
Getting
the
to be
farmers market.
Yeah.
People were like, "Oh my God, you're Jerry Russo," and I was
Yeah.
like, "Let's take a picture." And they're like, "You're so nice," and I'm like, "So are you." This is
Yeah.
great. I just wanted to say this. Selena was about to. She couldn't stay. She had to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So she had to leave right away as soon as we finished shooting the show. And she went up to the audience and she said, "Thank you to you guys. We wouldn't be here without you."
And it's true.
Really, but I had never seen someone talk to the fans that way. She was so personal with them.
And she stayed that way.
100%.
Like that's something that's amazing to me with all the success that she's had. She stayed so connected to the people that got her there and keep her there. Because the thing is, I always loved, like, I think it's Johnny Depp who said, like, it's the fans who sign my checks. And it's so true. Yeah. Thanks so much for watching that clip of Wizards of Waverly Pod. If you want the full episode, head over to our Wizards of Waverly Pod YouTube channel at the link in the description. And if you just can't get enough and you want exclusive weekly bonus content, join our Patreon now. There's a link in the description for that too. Imagine that. Thanks for tuning in.